And good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Kasarian,
And this is Nick, or Tekrin.
and welcome to episode number 2 of our co-op Let's Play series. So today, we are actually going to start working on RotaryCraft.
Or at least he is. I am actually going to be working on my first time through thermal expansion. I realize that I'm a bit late to the party, but I stuck with IC2 for a while.
Yeah, see, I actually try and change it up every season, because if I don't, people start yelling at me in the comments going, "We've seen this last season, would you do something new?"
Well, you're certainly doing something new, even though you're going to hate yourself for it.
Oh yeah. So, apparently in RotaryCraft, the first thing I need to craft is a RotaryCraft blast furnace. I hope this
That
isn't
would
a
make sense.
multi-block. I really hope this isn't a multi-block.
Oh, you know it's going to be.
No, it is not a multi-block. Oh god, info panel. Melee
Oh,
makes steel, supply carbon at the left, gunpowder at the bottom left, sand in the top left. You want me to use gunpowder?
I have plenty of gunpowder, so. And it would make sense because it's kind of a blast furnace.
That was bad.
It was.
Okay.
Granted, you know, that's
So,
what happens when you live with your dad for a while. All the dad jokes.
info. Okay. The machine. An external heat source is required. Well, what sort
So
of
you're
external?
going to need lava underneath it,
I hope
is the
that's what they
probable
need.
solution.
The coal is not fuel. Okay, so I need sand in the top left, coal at the left, gunpowder at the bottom left, and sand at the top left. Okay, we can do this. You're getting me gunpowder.
Yes.
All right. Well,
And there's also one other thing that we're going to be doing that is completely new, even to us. And that would be the inclusion of a new bucket plugin.
yes, there is a new bucket plugin.
And that bucket plugin is the Minecraft, The Last Airbender, or The Last Air Avatar, The Last Airbender. And we actually have the ability to, number one, turn off the rain, but we have the ability to bend the elements, such as being able to float on water, being able to shoot fire out of our hands, and even bring down lightning from the heavens.
You were correct about lava being underneath it, by the way.
Of course I was. Now, there's a lot more that you can do with the bending mod, and we'll actually be showing you that throughout the series as we get accustomed to it.
Yes, because it is actually, I know next to nothing about bucket plugins because I'm pretty much strictly Forge.
And I am as well. The only thing that I know about bucket plugins is from the very small amount of time that I spend looking at them before I actually install them on the server. Usually it's about 3 seconds.
So what I'm crafting in my crafting station right now, guys, is a wooden to iron chest upgrade. As you saw, I was getting a little bit low on storage space in my output chest for the furnace, so yep, that's almost a double chest in one block space, because we're still waiting on this thing to actually cook up.
Yes. And I am going to go and play with my fire hands.
Put the gunpowder in there. We're heating up slowly, but I don't know how hot we need to get this thing.
It's probably going to be the same thing as RailCraft, which is 500 Celsius. Which would make sense, because that's generally the temperature that you melt things at. Such as iron and steel and such. And hello, zombie. You're going to be burned now.
That's
Stay
pretty
out of the way,
effective.
Cass. I don't want to set you on fire.
So it tells me the bonuses, which are increases chance increases as the number of filled slots rises, max 50.
Well then,
50%, 100%.
Cass.
Yes.
This zombie dropped a backpack.
What is... Ew.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, that is different.
I am going to be taking that now. Stay out of the way, Cass.
I already
Or
killed it.
you can just kill it with your freaking
So,
sword.
all right, I apparently just need to wait for this thing to actually heat up and hope that one lava is enough to get it up to 300 or 500 Celsius.
Yeah, it should be.
I hope it is.
And while we wait for that to cook up, we will be right back.
Indeed. And we're back with our HSLA steel. So at the end of it, it only used 2 sand for this entire operational step. It used one coal per operation, and one operation processes everything in this inventory. And it used no gunpowder. So that was actually a pretty good deal. The next thing we're going to make is a RotaryCraft handbook, which I believe Nick is kind enough to get us, if I can talk tonight, the reeds.
Which I am currently carving a path with my fire blast all the way over to my chest that has all the reeds in it.
There we go. Nick has been on the server far more than I have been.
Yes, he's only been on for maybe 3 hours since the last run. I've been on about 40.
Yeah, I decided to start another season in the middle of this, so it's like, not a full season, but let's just say that I got absorbed by that monstrosity known as Agrarian Skies.
Oh god, really?
Is that a not you too sort of a moment?
Yeah.
It's wicked addictive. It's not even like, it's bad. It's just bad.
Yeah, well, I've been sitting on the server, waiting for you to get on so that I can continue on, and...
Okay, so we now have the RotaryCraft handbook before Nick kills me.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, right. Important notes. Lubricant. Canola. We'll explain this as we go. This is actually
I've got plenty of canola as well.
Awesome. This is mostly I got this book because that way I actually know what I'm doing. So 1 Minecraft joule is equal to 56.280 kilowatts. Or 1 MJ per tick, excuse me. That's good to know. Computer craft, read and control various machines. You guys don't need to know this, but let's just say that, yeah, okay. We'll keep going. What we really want to look at, I don't care about power transfer, power supply. Now, wind turbine, rapid, steam engine. We could do a steam engine.
Yeah, steam engine sounds about right.
Do you think overheating at 150 degrees C? I remember this now. It's more of a pain in the rear end than it's worth.
Yeah. By the way, one other thing that I actually brought up to Cassie, or for the break, was the fact that we actually have a new kind of tree that I found on my exploration around our base. Now, what this tree actually does is it actually has the ability to drop a lapis. It's not a very high rate, but it still allows us to not have to go searching for it consistently. Now, one of the other benefits I didn't tell him about is the fact that it also comes with completely randomized wood.
Wait, what?
Pop up here and you can see you have 5 trees that are growing right now.
Oh my gosh.
Completely randomized all the way through Natura, Biomes of Plenty, sometimes even Tinker... Nope, there's Time Wood for Twilight Forest.
Oh my gosh.
So by using these, we can actually get any kind of wood in the game.
Nice. So one more thing I wanted to mention. I think we're going to end up going with a hydrodynamic generator, aka a water wheel.
Yep, that sounds safe.
Because I remember that those are easily breakable.
Yeah, I've been on the server and listening to some of our other server members having fun with ReactorCraft.
By fun, you mean causing 3 Mile Island all over the place?
Yeah, thankfully with the bending plugin, we actually have the ability to clean up all that.
Oh, really?
Because with the air ability, you have the ability to push away the radiated air.
Oh, nice.
So it's no longer poisonous.
Nice. Though you kind of lose something about everyone causing 3 Mile Island every 2 days.
Yeah, you do kind of lose that, but then it also makes it so that there isn't, the world turning into Daisy.
But...
You know it's true.
Okay, so I didn't really realize how expensive these things are.
What do you need now?
I need to look up the recipe for the hydrokinetic engine.
Let me just get into my house so I don't get blown up by a creeper around our bases. Which my house is literally just a stairway down to Y level 12.
He tends to make the beginning of his base like that.
Yeah, I do, because, well, they're easy.
Alright, so I need to craft 3 more of these paddle panels. Which is a lot more iron HSLA that I need to make. The bright side is that now that this thing's heated up, it's pretty easy to make all that HSLA.
Do you have the shaft core?
Not yet.
It's just 4 HLSA steel. 4 HLSA steel.
Awesome.
You have to turn 3 of them into a rod, and then you can put one in the middle of 2 of the rods.
Oh, that's nice and easy. Yeah, I need 3 more of those paddle panels, and I'm just cooking up some more HSLA right now.
Yep. Now, I am going to go on an expedition under the water for some clay. Simply because you can never have too much clay. So I need to bind water bubble to slot 4. And that has to do with the bending mod, and if you walk outside, Kiss, I'm going to hop over here and show the viewers what that can do.
Okay, just give me a split second.
Yep, that's how long it's going to take me to get over to your base.
Okay. I almost 1, 2, 3. I have 3 HSLA to spare after the second go. Alright, so now we have all of our paddle panels, and we can make ourselves a hydro. Excuse me. It has to be crafted. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's special. It needs to be crafted in the special place where special RotaryCraft machines are only craftable.
Oh, God.
Known as the work table.
And you still haven't built the work table, have you?
I forgot.
Of course you did, Cass.
Yep.
Well, at least you're not banned yet, so.
The ultimate punishment for what? Overloading your nuclear reactor?
Yes.
Did we overload another one today?
I don't think so. I think that they're working on a third one. That would be... nope, they actually logged off. But yeah, 3 of our members right now are working on a third reactor, trying to make it so that it doesn't explode.
They're having fun.
Fun in the Dwarf Fortress style of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I will probably not be working with ReactorCraft. I'll probably end up going with big reactors.
I probably will, but it will be far, far away by the use of probably sign portals, which is another bucket plugin that I was thinking about adding. Which basically just makes it so that you can make a obsidian portal like you would to the nether, but instead of going to the nether, you can just teleport around the world.
Okay, there we go. We get our hydrokinetic engine. Alright. So, I think Reika removed this where it needs to be operating at a certain...
Temperature?
No, it used to be that this thing only basically the higher up it was, the higher up the water stream fell onto it, the faster it would run. Do I really not have an
A bucket.
axe? No, an axe.
Why do you need an axe?
Sworn I had an axe to move my bed.
You don't need an axe to move your bed. Just punch it.
You're right. I forgot it was punchable by anything. Derp. Okay. So I think I'm just going to put this thing right in the wall right here. And I have to remember how to actually put this thing into place. Something like this. No, I don't remember. Does the shaft already need to be... Oh gosh, it's big. I forgot about that.
How big is it?
It looks like it's a 2x... No, 3x3.
Yes, it is. That's doable.
Let's move it back 1, right? Because I want it to be in line with this block here. And we can put our machines right here, right?
Yep.
Okay. If this was using IC2, by now I would have half of my base built.
Yeah, you would.
I just love that. Yep. Yeah, that would be the case. Okay, so what's up next on the list? Well, we need...
Me going and getting you a bucket so that you can pick up some water.
I have a bucket, actually.
Ah. Well, you cannot grab it from here.
Why can't I grab... Really, dude? Really?
There you go.
Thank you. I'm just looking over. I'm like, really?
That's the water bubble ability that I happen to have a lot of fun with, specifically running around killing a lot of squid and collecting a lot of clay as well.
Okay, that was a nope. I'm just trying to figure out, because there are like... Okay, what does the RotaryCraft handbook say about this? Because, of course, it has some special requirements. This engine must be lubricated to function.
Indeed. That sounds about right. Because I did see it saying lubrication.
How far the water... Nope, it's still dependent on how far the water is falling.
Well, I can help you out with that, because I happen to have the ability to use Tornado.
Yeah, so if you can... Oh, God.
What?
So if you can go straight up from... I'm going to try and dig a...
Just dig a tunnel straight up, and then I'll be able to just hover above it.
Go to 98305 by 29...
I can see your name, Cass.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll shut up now.
Right here?
Yeah, and then we need canola oil, right?
I have canola seeds back at my place.
Oh, God, there's a zombie here. Would you stop? Go away. I'm trying to record. And don't pick up my ruby sword that I dropped by hitting Q by accident.
And I need to unbind that.
All right, viewers, why don't we get this thing actually set up, and we'll bring you back in once we know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Be right back. And we're back, guys, because I'm messing with RotaryCraft. So these are DC electric engines. Notice how RotaryCraft doesn't like to show up its name in Wayla? Yeah, great. Basically, what we have to do is we have to get a grinder running. And that grinder needs to be powered, of course. Unfortunately, we need the machine we're making to power it needs the grinder to produce lubricant to power it.
So we had to go one step back so that we can go one step forward.
Exactly. And right now, we're trying to turn this thing around. And we want it in that configuration. So it's taking power from this, and it's going to merge them. Now, I'm going to turn all the engines... Oh, God, that's on. I want them all off. Are we shutting down yet? Visibly, you are still moving. However, I do not believe you're actually still moving. So just right-click with your screwdriver, like most mods, to flip this thing. There we... No.
I just got injured by a growing tree.
Awesome! Okay, so now what we need are at least 3 what are called the bevel gears. And as I said to Tekran, if you want to understand how this thing works, just imagine you've crawled yourself inside a car's transmission system.
Because that's about the only way that you're ever going to understand RotaryCraft.
Yeah.
And I, as of now, have a total of 2 lapis from 7 trees.
Nice. On the bright side, you get 4 bevel gears, by the way.
Well, that's good at least.
Okay, so remember, green side is the input. Oh, right. This is the weird one. So, guys, guess what? You know how you rotate most other machines in this mod with the screwdriver? Guess which one you don't. If your guess was the bevel gears, you'd be correct. So we want input to
I
switch.
don't understand what is going on down here.
So if I switch the input to purple, see how that's now different, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of unique, okay? So in this one, I need to... Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do.
I don't understand.
Car transmission. Just keep thinking car transmissions.
Okay, but then why are... What are these two connecting to?
Another shaft junction and another bevel gear. Okay, so on this one, I need to set purple to be the input, right? The input side has just became purple, and the output side needs to be black.
Black. I'm getting it.
And if I right-click again, it should be set up correctly. Awesome. Now I'm going to put down another shaft junction right there. Okay, and now I'm going to rotate it until everything is lined up to my liking. We're going to drop down a bevel junction, and I'm just going to check.
Input is pink.
Output
is
orange.
Orange.
And that should be set correctly now, right?
It looks like it.
Okay, so now we just need a standard shaft connector, which I should be able to look up without too much difficulty.
Now, why do I have a shaft junction in my inventory?
You have a shaft, just a standard shaft junction?
Yes.
Chuck it to me.
Chuck it?
Just, yeah, cue it to me.
Oh, chuck it to you.
Okay, that's a shaft junction. I need a standard shaft.
Okay. Well, I had that, and I didn't know what you wanted me to do.
I probably dropped it by accident. That's okay. So we need a...
This is the first time either of us have actually really looked at RotaryCraft, so...
Bear with us, guys.
Yeah, bear with us, and we'll teach you some stuff. Hopefully.
What do you mean? Oh my gosh. So the mount to actually craft the... Look at the recipe for the standard steel shaft. Okay, it looks pretty simple, right? You just take a mount, and you throw a shaft unit into it. But the mount's crafted in the crafting station, and the actual shaft unit is crafted in the work table. Though you get 8 of them, so I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah, at least you get 8 of them.
So in theory, we put that there, green to red, and then we could put our grinder on, like, so.
Woo! We have a grinder. And the grinder needs lubricant.
No, it produces lubricant, I believe.
Hopefully.
Okay, we have everything running. You have that canola seed?
It is at my house.
I think our torque is too low. I think we're going to have to make a gearbox and down convert. Also, we should probably put clutches on, because if you guys watch...
I am not a car person, just to let everyone know.
I am.
Well, thankfully we have one person here who knows what the heck he is doing.
There's a creeper down there.
I am just the guy who goes around and mines everything. And then goes with the easy mods.
Like thermal expansion.
Yeah. That I still haven't started on because I've been assisting Kess all this time.
I am very grateful.
That is the correct answer.
Ignore the creeper sounds. So, for those of you guys who didn't know, by the way, watch what happens when the load on these connectors becomes unbalanced. Sparks go everywhere.
I want to see the sparks. I need to get through the door. Woo!
Because one engine's turned off.
Yep.
Okay, so drop the canola seeds in. Let's see if they actually go.
I did.
Where are all these zombies coming from today?
Stay away.
Okay,
He
is
is
this
mine.
actually processing? I'm not seeing it. Okay.
I don't believe so because the torque is probably too low,
All right.
as you said.
So, Grrr. Let's check. All right, so that means I need to make some gearings.
I love how I'm a firebender, or rather, I'm the avatar, so I can just kind of bend everything, but I love how I have firebending, and yet I still get burned. What you gonna do?
That's a worm gear. What do you want to do? You want to go with the steel 4-to-1 gearbox?
Sure.
4 times gear unit, 2 steel. Oh my gosh, okay.
Die, zombies.
You know, this would be kind of the case, by the way, for... plenty of automation. Alright guys, I'll be right back once we're done with this.
Yep.
Hey guys, we did it.
We're able to do it through the use of teamwork.
And thermal expansion.
And lots of swearing.
Yeah, let's just say I try and keep my videos PG, and I'm glad I cut the recording, because I think we've been actually at it for like 20, almost 30 minutes doing this.
Yeah, right around there. Just trying to make it so that we can, get some canola oil, which is ridiculous.
We gave up on our original plan of using chained DC motors. Then we went to make the AC motor and realized it needed a machine that required more power than the grinder. So then I was hunting through NEI and found the magnetostatic engine, which I assumed correctly would be able to turn RF into torque, into kilowatts, which it does, and it's even configurable. So we built this basic system, and we're now operational.
So now we're making some lubricant. And getting buckets, or did you put that bucket in there?
I put the bucket in.
Okay.
And by the way, each canola bit that we're grinding up,
is giving us 112.5.
Yep.
So we're going to start a farm for that, and we probably will be back very soon.
And yeah, actually, probably in the next episode, looking at my timers.
Yep.
Because we are completely out of time, and we didn't even get the water wheel working. But we have canola oil. That's a good thing.
We have canola oil!
Exactly.
Which is a perfect end to the episode, because we are frustrated very, very much.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us get wicked frustrated at RotaryCraft. We will try and keep up the progress, at least at a faster rate, in the next episode. This has been Mr. Kasarian.
And this has been Tekrin.
As always, guys, happy mining.